What's going on, guys? Chris Hollywood here. I've been doing a lot of DIY projects lately for a lot of Comic Cons and stuff like that. So I think in this video I'm going to show you guys how to do a Noob Saibot costume from MK11. Noob Saibot's been a character in Mortal Kombat ever since the early 90s. He was a hidden character in one of the earlier games, and now he's one of the mainstream characters everybody knows and loves. There's been many different iterations of Noob throughout the years, but today in this video we're going to be focusing mainly on his Mortal Kombat 11 iteration. Alright guys, we just pulled in the store. I'm going to go ahead and get some items to help us with our creation today, and I guarantee you can do this for under $100 easily. Alright guys, so like I said, you can get a lot of your stuff here at the store. I'm not using very many products, but the things I am using are very cheap. So today I'll show you what we're going to use. So I just left Walmart with all this stuff. We're going to go home and get this going on. Alright guys, first thing you want to do is get your cardboard, just draw a general outline of the mask. So what I did was, did just half the mask here. Don't pay attention to the nose or this line right here because that's just going to come into play later. Right now all you need to focus on is the main outline and the eye hole there. Alright guys, so now you have this half of a mask. And you can easily just flip it over, line it up on this cardboard, you trace it out, and you just recut it, and you want it to mirror this side exactly. Alright guys, there you go. And you can kind of see what I was talking about. Now it's time to make the part for the nose and for this mouthpiece right here. So now, alright, so now we got the nose piece here. We're going to glue it right there when it's time. And then I want you to cut along this line that we made, and then you just take these right out. You're supposed to separate it like that, and I'll show you why in a minute. Alright, so I went ahead and glued the nose piece in there, as you can see, and this little strip here is just to stabilize it, because otherwise it'd be twisting and turning, and we don't want that. So far this is what we got. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to do this part, which is going to be a little bit elevated, give the mask a little bit of three-dimensional feel. So like I said, we did the nose piece here. I'm going to glue that on, and I want you to see the angle that we did that on. So you want to kind of press it in right here. And it's going to bend it a little bit, but it'll give it a curve. And then these pieces here I cut out, I angled them slightly to where it kind of poked out of the mask like that. Now those two pieces that we cut out right here, I trimmed the bottom off a little bit because when we angle them, it's going to stick out the bottom. So you want to cut about this much off the bottom of both of those. And then you're going to angle those inward like I did here. Okay, and then this little piece at the bottom is just to space that out. So that way it doesn't touch. Okay, so there's like the generic part of the mask. And now we're going to worry about the back of the mask. So this part's really dependent on how big your head is, and you have to gauge it off of that. So when I made mine, what I did was put it around the back of my head just to measure it, and then I kind of marked it with a Sharpie to see where I need to connect the mask to the back part. Got our cardboard here. I went ahead and I bent it, as you can see, to give it a curve like this, and we're just going to put it around the back of our head, and then kind of fold it, like I said, right here, and then you want to mark this part, so that way you know where the mask needs to connect, and you glue it together. Alright guys, here it is. Well, it's the cardboard portion of it. I'm going to go ahead and start the next process, the duct tape. When you're covering the mask in duct tape, you want to make sure that you cover all the bases. You want to get the eyes, all of this part here. Really there's no shortage of how much you can use, and it's important to go overkill. Just use the whole roll if you want to, it's fine. Alright guys, here it is. Here's the duct tape. It looks a little off, but you know what? It's a DIY project. It's meant for fun, so who cares? I'm gonna show you really quick what I did. Alright, first of all, before I continue, yes, my workshop is my bathroom. You know, whatever. It is what it is. So, I put a lot of tape on this. Probably like a roll and a half, but you know, whatever. I might be exaggerating a little bit. So, first thing I want you to notice is through the eye. I put tape here, and I put it, you know, through the back. Because you want this to be smooth. You don't want that cardboard showing right here. Another thing I did off camera is I put another piece of cardboard behind this to block this, because otherwise you get to see right through it. And I taped it first, so you'll see a little bit of tape behind here. And to seal that, all I did was tape it shut. So here's the piece that I put there, and I put tape over it to conceal it. Okay. Oh, a little off balance. So then down here, that one part, and I told you we put the bridge right there, I put another piece of cardboard behind it as well to make that the backdrop. And I taped that as well. You'll see a little bit of the tape coming off here. That's fine. Don't worry about that. But also with that, you can see right here that I taped it. So you can still see a little bit of the cardboard. And that's fine. So like I said, just cover it completely. There's no shortage. And if you have little wrinkles and stuff, whatever, it's fine. Just make sure that you cover the entire rim of the top and the bottom like I did here. You want no cardboard showing on the outside. I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the scythe. Now I couldn't find a good picture of the scythe from the game that I wanted to use. So I'm just gonna kind of go off of memory and make like a amalgamation one from all the ones I remember. Alright. So I got the design for the scythe right here on the cardboard. I'm going to cut it out and trace it onto another piece, and then I'm going to glue them together. So we got the scythe cut out, both sides. We're going to glue it together for stability in a little bit. First, we're going to handle these. So these are the LED lights I picked up. Only $1. So they're pretty cheap. Now they have all these like bands and stuff on them and this little backing. We're gonna get rid of that. So here's what I did. Here's a scythe, okay? I glued the hot glue gun, these lights, onto it like this, and I'll show you why. Got the other piece right here, and remember that folder I told you about? Well, cut it up and glued it to the underside of this. It's gonna lay on top. Now it's weird, right? But when you think about it, that gives off that glowing effect. Alright, cool. So that's ready to go. I'm gonna tape that up real quick and then go from there. So we went ahead and taped everything up. I made sure I did not cover the lighting here. I added a couple extra pieces of handle to make it thicker for stability, and also got some cardboard. Taped it from one side to the other to kind of hold the scythe in place. That way it doesn't bend with your wrist. You know, there's like no movement. And we're going to tape that off as well. And it's probably better, don't just do one layer of tape, do like 2 or 3. And just kind of wrap it sporadically around. That way at least you know everything's covered. You don't want any gaps anywhere. So like I said, I'm going to cover this little part up. We're going to go check on the mask, and then we'll spray this up as well. I went ahead and made glue marks all along the top there. It's going to serve as texture when I paint the scythe. And I beefed up the handle a little bit more. And one thing I did leave out is get Scotch tape and go ahead and tape off all the lights. That way you don't paint over top of the blue. Alright, so the scythe is painted. I'm waiting for that to dry. But now here's the mask. So now what we're going to do is use the felt to line the inside. Alright, so we glued the inside of the mask with the hot glue gun. And we slowly laid in the black felt and pressed it in tightly. And we're going to line the entirety of the mask. The only tricky part is going to be cutting through the eye holes and the nose and stuff. But we'll get to that. Here is the mask. It's kind of hard to see. But all the felt is completed. Even the hard parts on the inside. Now it's time to paint on the detail. So we have our two paints here, gunmetal gray and sterling silver, and I'm going to put them in these cups here. We're just going to paint on a little bit of the detail on the mask. Okay, so here it is. Put the gunmetal on there. Try to make it look kind of scratchy as possible. My method here, I got the brush and I kind of just did like sporadic strokes like this and kind of drug the brush along the mask. So it's not like full like strokes of paint, but more like just scratching it around. Also, I left this part here untouched, and I got a Sharpie and I drew in lines right here and right here. I guess you could also do that with black paint, but I didn't have any more black paint, so Sharpie works. Alright, the last thing I want to do to the mask now is get the silver and just highlight some areas. Alright guys, here it is. With the detail finished, the Dark Automatica mask for Noob Saibot and MK11. So here is the Plasti Dip scythe. I'm going to add the same damage I did to the mask. Finish the color on it. You can kind of see it. There you go. Just kind of smudged the gunmetal color around, and then I highlighted it with the silver. What's going on, guys? Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and like the video as well. Be on the lookout for my next video, where we'll tackle the Iron Man armor from Avengers Endgame.